The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Detroit Police Department. At approximately 5:10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, there have been many reports of a 10-feet deep hole in the John C. Lodge Freeway in the downtown area of Detroit, causing a mass crash with many injuries. It is unclear how this hole has appeared. However, it is likely that a huge cavity has formed due to water accumulation in the asphalt. As a precaution, all residents in the Detroit downtown area are advised to stay away from this area at all costs to prevent more accidents from occurring. The police has now blocked the road until the situation is resolved. Do not attempt to cross the road, as it is too dangerous, and you will getting arrested. Stay tuned for further updates on this unusual situation. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Detroit Police Department. The situation with the hole in the city of Detroit, which was issued half an hour ago, has worsened. This hole has grown in size, and it is now 80 feet wide in diameters, and with a depth of 15 feet. Many buildings are in danger of collapsing into the hole. All residents of Detroit are ordered to stay away from this area to prevent more accidents and injuries from occurring. The police has now blocked the road until the situation is resolved. Do not attempt to cross the road as it is too dangerous, and you will getting arrested. Stay tuned to local media outlets on this dangerous situation. Stay away from this area. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Detroit Police Department. At 6:10 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the hole size has increased dramatically. It is now 140 feet in diameter and over 32 feet in depth. Many buildings have collapsed into this giant hole, and the first death cases were reported. All residents of Detroit are ordered to stay away from this area and to stay indoors until this situation has been resolved. Police officers have blocked all roads around the area to prevent others from getting in. Do not attempt to cross the roadblocks as it is too dangerous, and you will getting arrested. Stay tuned to local media outlets on this dangerous situation. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Detroit Police Department. This is not a test. The hole in the Detroit downtown area has now reached a size of over 250 feet in diameter and a depth of over 70 feet as of 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Several buildings have already collapsed, and it is a matter of time until more buildings are collapsing. All residents in the Detroit downtown area are advised to evacuate to the other side of the city immediately. This is not a mandatory evacuation order, although it is recommended for you to evacuate. Make sure you take food, water, clothing, medical supplies, and a battery-powered radio with extra batteries. The bus and train services are aware of this situation and are providing free shuttle transportation for the residents of North Coctown, Woodbridge, and Cass Corridor. Stay tuned to local media outlets on this dangerous situation. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Detroit Police Department. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. The hole in the Detroit downtown area has now reached a size of over 750 feet in diameter and a depth of over 102 feet as of 8:12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This hole has already destroyed the districts of North Coctown, Woodbridge, and Cass Corridor. This hole has already caused over $1 billion worth of damage and already over 2,000 deaths. All residents in the Detroit area are ordered to evacuate, as this hole will not stop growing before the entire city of Detroit gets completely destroyed. Make sure you have an adequate supply of food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a first aid kit, personal identification and other important documents and items, and a battery-powered radio with extra batteries for your journey. The Michigan National Guard has been sent out to assist in the evacuation process. Evacuate in an orderly manner, and do not endanger yourself and others. All roads into the city have been closed until further notice. Stay tuned to local media outlets on this dangerous situation. Evacuate now. I repeat, evacuate now. Civil danger warning. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the Denver Police Department. At 2:45 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, the giant hole, which has annihilated most states in the U.S., has led people to committing crimes in form of rioting, looting, and are causing damage to private property, as well as civilians. People are panicking about this situation, and it is extremely difficult for local authorities to get the situation back under control. All residents of Denver are ordered not to participate in the rioting. I repeat, all residents of Denver are ordered not to participate in the rioting, and to evacuate to the most western part of the United States. The Colorado National Guard has been sent out to evacuate civilians to the most western part of the United States, and to stop the rioters from causing violence and civil unrest. Make sure you have an adequate supply of food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a first aid kit, personal identification and other important documents and items, and a battery-powered radio with extra batteries for your journey. Do not participate in the rioting. Failure to do so will result in you being arrested. Stay tuned for further updates from local authorities on this current situation. Evacuate now. I repeat, evacuate now. We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the United States government and the U.S. Geological Survey. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. At 4:49 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the hole, which originated from Detroit, has now reached a size of over 412 miles in diameter and a depth of 48 miles. The following states have been obliterated by this gigantic hole. The following states include, but are not limited to, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, South Carolina, Michigan, Ohio, West Virginia, Indiana, Pennsylvania, New York, Illinois and Wisconsin, as well as parts of Canada. It is expected that the entire eastern part of the United States will sink into this hole in approximately 48 hours. All residents of the following states are advised to follow these instructions. If you live in the states of Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas and Louisiana, and you haven't evacuated already, you are advised to evacuate to the western United States immediately, as these states will be destroyed by this gigantic hole at next. If you live in the states of Vermont, New Jersey, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Delaware, Florida, and Rhode Island, you are not able to evacuate to the eastern U.S., as it is impossible to get around the hole. Do not attempt to fly over the hole, as you will get sucked into the hole. You are advised to seek refuge in Europe or elsewhere outside the United States. Make sure you have an adequate supply of food, water, clothing, medical supplies, a first aid kit, personal identification and other important documents and items, and a battery-powered radio with extra batteries for your journey. The president, as well as his family members, are currently being transported to a safe and undisclosed place of shelter and will be speaking on all stations shortly. Stand by for this message. We interrupt our programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air to provide news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is KERA. We will continue to serve the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you are not in this local area, you should tune to stations providing news and information in your area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Do not use the telephone. The telephone line should be kept open for emergency use only. The emergency alert system has been activated to keep you informed.
Interrupt our programming. This is a global emergency. Important instructions will follow. The following message is being transmitted at the request of the United States government and the U.S. Geological Survey. This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. At approximately 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, the Eastern, Central, and Mountain time zones of the United States, as well as over 60% of Canada, have been engulfed by this giant hole. This hole has now a size of over 1,500 miles in diameter, as well as a depth of over 250 miles. This hole will obliterate everything that comes it across. In addition, the U.S. Geological Survey has made an unfortunate discovery about this gigantic hole. This hole is caused by the Earth's core, which is dissolving the bedrock for an unknown reason. A representative of the U.S. Geological Survey has confirmed that there is no way to stop this hole from expanding even further, and to stop the Earth's core from dissolving bedrock material. This hole is expected to engulf the West Coast as well within the next few weeks. There is no way to survive an event of this magnitude. I repeat, there is no way to survive an event of this magnitude. It is only a matter of time before the United States, as well as the rest of the world, will succumb to the catastrophic damage caused by this giant hole. The U.S. government has collapsed, and the president, as well as his family members, have been confirmed to be dead due to this cataclysmic event. Panic, mass rioting, and civil unrest have been reported throughout the entire country as this unprecedented catastrophe unfolds. All residents of the United States are advised to follow these instructions. Gather your loved ones, such as friends and family members, and brace for the end. If you believe in a god or gods, pray to your higher beings and ask them for forgiveness. If you are brave enough, you are encouraged to commit suicide if you wish. The national anthem of America will be played after the conclusion of this alert. All television, internet, and radio services will cease transmission in a couple of minutes. Please stand by.
Can you This broadcast was brought to you by the Australian government. This is an emergency warning. I repeat, this is an emergency warning. The giant hole, which originated in Detroit, USA, has turned into a ring. It has already obliterated all countries across the entire globe, and it has spread to the Australian continent, and it has already wiped out the eastern part of Australia, as well as parts of the Western Territory of Australia. In addition, this ring has caused many severe side effects and concerns of weather disturbances, including magnitude 15 earthquakes, volcanic ash and flying debris, as well as high temperatures between 180 degrees and 250 degrees Fahrenheit due to the recent activity of the Earth's core. The Australian government has declared a state of emergency in response to this cataclysmic event. There is nothing we can do to stop this ring from annihilating the rest of Australia. You're advised to gather with your loved ones, like friends, family members, pets, and belongings for your comforting and await your inevitable death. I repeat, there is nothing we can do to stop this ring from annihilating the rest of Australia. If you believe in a god or a religious denomination, pray to your higher beings and ask them for forgiveness. With the conclusion of this broadcast, all television and internet services will cease transmission. Please stand by for a final playing of the National Anthem of Australia. We thank you for your attention during this doomsday.